Hey friends, just wanted to give a quick introduction before I did my desk tour. My name is Krystal, also known as Georgia Biscuit. I have a business called Luminous Elegance where I create resin jewelry. All of these pieces are made by yours truly and they're all one of a kind. I don't copy anyone else's work. Not saying that other people don't inspire me. Other people inspire me every single day. I like taking suggestions from my viewers to create a piece right then and there. The best place to actually communicate and interact with me would be on my live streams, which are going to be on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. I also stream video games either by myself, with friends, or my significant other. Those will be on different days, usually days that I'm not streaming my jewelry. Let's see, what else can I say? I am 30 years old. I am born and raised in Georgia, and I have been living in North Dakota for about 2 years now. I love it. The winters are very harsh. You can definitely tell the difference in the climate here from Georgia to North Dakota. Big shock. Anyways, I will give a more in detailed description about me, my life, what I have going on in a later video. Like I said, this is just a quick little, little introduction before my desk tour. I hope you guys enjoy, sit back and relax and just hang out with me. Alright, so desk tour. A little shaky, I'm sorry about that. I have my 2 dry erase boards. One is for calendar, the other is for my little sayings. I have a post right here that says, "Mind your own biscuits and life will be gravy." My Luminous Elegance chalk sign. And then I have my tripod. And then that right there is my baby powder in the corner. That's for more fine line molds. Alright, so right here I have tweezers. That's to help put my earrings together, to grab the smaller pieces. Lint roller usually to clean up any little small resin pieces that are stick. And this is Sam's old name badge, which I actually use just to poke holes in my alcohol color that I use in resin. I have my toothpicks and my long lighter to pop bubbles, bunch of tweezers, some popsicle sticks to stir the resin. I actually have these little the pink silicone things that go on the ends of your finger. Have not used them yet, but I thought that they may come in handy one day, so I got those pretty cheap. Alright, these are pipers. This is what I suck the resin in to put in my molds. It makes things more precise. Half the time I forget the name of them, but yeah, I just use those for that. Put them in the modes. Alright, Krystal, move on. Sorry guys. That's to actually brush off the baby powder in the fine line molds. We'll get into that later. That's more for preventing bubbles, so we'll get into that, okay? Alright, let's see here. That's just me pointing out the baby powder. Sorry guys, I told you this would be very clumsy. Okay, these are all my pins. I have like these 4 different color pins up there. Flawless. They're my favorite pins. Alright, so we have the blowtorch, and that is for murdering the bubbles, because bubbles are the enemies. Repeat after me. Bubbles, enemies, okay? Alright. Alright, and then these are my 2 alcohol spray bottles. It has 91 proof alcohol in it. It helps clean up the bubbles and all of that. These are my little medicine cups that helps measure out my epoxy resin, and I also use it for my UV resin to mix colors into. So, there's that. Glasses for eye protection. I don't use it as often. If I'm doing a bigger product and there's a lot of mixing, yes, I'll use it. But I don't do too many big products. In the bin here, you have what I put my earrings in. I have white and black. Clear y'all, I can't speak. Filetane to put the earrings in. Those are my findings. I have sterling silver, gold filled, and stainless steel. My stainless steel is not nickel free or lead free as far as I know. I'm trying to find a surgical steel, which is what I would like to have. So if you guys have any information about that, let me know. I also have some gold plated. Those I used for the necklaces. I was just trying them out. They were on sale. All right, let's get into the crafting stuff. So these are little glass pieces. They're colored. The only problem I have with those is they sink in the bottom a lot of times, which causes bubbles. You can mix them, so like you can mix them in with the resin and then pour them, and then it causes less bubbles. But if you just stick them in the resin without mixing it in it, it's going to cause a lot of problems. But they're really pretty. They're just crushed colored glass pieces. I don't use them as often. My favorite part is what's coming up. My favorite things to use in my resin is going to be my foils. All of those down there are colored foils. They last a long time. A little goes a long way for each piece, but they are my absolute favorite. It complements, especially if you're using a dark background or a darker color. So I always put those in there most of the time. Most of the time you're going to see those in my pieces. All right, let's see what's next. Glitter. Okay, so a lot of this glitter right here that I have in this bucket is, I got it from Goodwill. It was on sale for like 59 cents, 99 cents. When you find craft supplies like that, you just buy them. It saves you money in the long run. I know at some point I'm going to use them. I bought them so I could maybe start making some ornaments for Christmas time. Not necessarily to sell them, but it would be nice to have some for me and my man, or me and my friends. We can make little ornaments together. So that's why I got those. All right. Thank you guys for being so patient and being here with me today. Sorry it's so cluster filled. I actually bought these glitters and they are so pretty, but I have noticed I don't like as much glitter in my resin as I thought I would. Like I said, I like the foils better, the colored foils. Another glitter. I got that from Goodwill as well. Like I said, Christmas themes. You see red, green, silver. Let's see, what do I have next? Next I have, so this is resin tape, UV resin tape. So you put the piece on there, you pour the UV resin in, and it helps keep its shape. Mind you, I've only used this one time and it was an utter failure. I recently watched a video and you have to really make it stick and like press on the other side. So I'll be attempting this on another live. These are my mica powders. That's what I mostly use. I actually love those a lot more. My mica powder kit that I ordered did not come with black, so I ordered this black separately. Those are also my alcohol inks down there. That's the one that I use Sam's little name badge to poke holes in. You got to be careful because it will go everywhere. I use those. You just have to be careful with the epoxy resin because alcohol does break down resin. So if you put the alcohol ink in there, if you put too much, it's not going to cure properly. I found out the hard way, so learn from my mistakes. That we'll get into another time. All right, so here's some of my crafting stuff. I have like these, most of those that are in the white tins, they came in a pack. So they have different kinds. Most of these are on Amazon or Hobby Lobby. Those were specifically from Amazon. They have all different kinds on there. It's fairly cheap. I use a lot of those in my resin to create different styles. So you have beads, bedazzles, heart-shaped, moon stars, seashells. Those are really cool because they're kind of like scales, but they're different colors. I actually made a pair of earrings for my friends that looks like in my opinion, looks like a dragon egg. So I don't use those as often, but I always try to find everything I have for some kind of use. So Waste not, want not, okay? And then over there in the corner in the little spin wheel, didn't know I put this in here. That's my Harry Potter sticky notepad from my advent calendar for Christmas. So you'll probably see me writing little notes on there a lot. These are different. I have bought things for Western earrings since I'm in the Midwest. These are kind of like the turquoise, different colors. I put those in only one pair of earrings so far. I have like little small ace. They're kind of like the texture of a eraser. And then on the other side, I got those from Hobby Lobby, by the way. Those are like different cards. I have ace and queen, so I'm going to end up getting some kings. All right, these are stickers that I put in a lot of my resin. Amazon. Amazon is going to be your best friend when crafting. I'm going to tell you that much. Hobby Lobby is okay, but they don't have as much as Amazon, and the prices are more expensive. So, I usually put those underneath UV resin. It's the easiest way to do stickers. In epoxy resin, they actually float. Those are just, I got those from Hobby Lobby. It was pretty cheap for a big thing of letters, so I did get those. And I believe they have numbers in them as well. Some more stuff for my Western, just little bull horns, or bull heads, I believe. Longhorns, I think. That's what they're called. Longhorn heads. So those go along with my Western stuff. And the little spin wheel is what I was trying to say is my friend Candy actually got that from me for my con, and I plan on using those in a lot of fall and springtime earrings. These are an assortment of flowers that I got. They work better if you mix it in the resin. If not, bubbles are your biggest enemy. We kill the bubbles, okay? And it's with flowers, they create a lot of bubbles. So I have noticed if I'm going to use flowers, I'm going to use UV resin. It helps because even if you kill the bubbles when you put the UV resin in there, or not the UV, the epoxy resin, it's going to continue to make bubbles as it dries. So flowers are better with UV resin, in my opinion. So if you have any suggestions that you can do better, I would take those because I have struggled a lot. So these are my molds. That one is a smaller mold. I use for back ends. Although, like I said, these are not surgical steel or stainless steel that have lead or nickel free. So I don't use these. I may use these for people who don't have allergies, but I haven't, I just don't want to risk it. Not trying to risk it for the biscuit at all. So I'll make something and get some more at some point. I have different molds, different shapes. All of these came from Amazon except for this one, which I have a bunch of those like these. I got those from an Etsy shop, and she does really good work, and she's very nice. But those are the fine line molds I was telling you about. You have to put baby powder in it, and because if not, there's a lot of bubbles that form on those lines. So you just have to put it in there, brush it out. I have UV resin. That's the brand that I use. I'm going to try to link all of the things that I use in my description. That is the epoxy resin that I use. I used one other one, but this one is probably my absolute favorite. Same with the UV resin. That one's my favorite. I have not had any problems with it. UV resin, you have to be careful because it can turn your products yellow over time. I haven't had any issues with the one that I just showed. This is my UV light I have. It's my starter UV light. It's great. It gets the job done, but I'm eventually going to get the UV light that has the top and the bottom. That's what you're going to want, especially when you're using it for jewelry, because you want both sides to cure at the same time. I have had UV resin get stuck to my molds and tear them up. So this is the light I bought. Guess where? Amazon. So it does really well. It helps a lot. I have a hard time seeing sometimes, especially when I'm putting jewelry together. It has different light volumes, different colors. It moves all around. It has a C port and a UC port, UBC port in the front as well. This is just some storage. That's where I keep my popsicle sticks and my toothpicks. Safety first, that means face mask. I will put a link for that as well. I only use it with my UV resin though. Yeah. So guys, that's really it. I'm sorry if I talked really fast. Like I said, this is kind of it's hard to do little clips from my live because I'm just working in the motion, so I'm not worried about stopping and slowing down. Eventually we will get there where I'll make specific videos for YouTube and my social medias. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and don't forget, like and subscribe. Love you guys. Mwah.